Hi everyone, my name is Tori Vernette. I am a health coach. I help busy women easily lose 30 or more pounds in 100 days with a simple, affordable, intermittent fasting strategy. So I just wanted to jump on and share a personal story about one of my biggest intermittent fasting failures and some of the valuable lessons that I learned from it. So the intermittent fasting journey is not always perfect, and that's okay. In my case in particular, some situations ultimately happened to me that hurt some of the progress I made with losing a significant amount of weight in a short amount of time. So I will talk about what happened to me and how important it is to prepare to maintain your results, especially when you experience significant life changes. So here's what happened. When I was 39 years old, I decided to change careers and go to nursing school. At the time, many would say that I was not in a good place to take this step. I had a demanding career as a public health program supervisor. I was single parenting two children, both of them pretty young. They were in elementary school at the time, and I had some other stressors that I was dealing with, and especially very limited emotional support. However, I knew that I had to figure it out, that I had to make it. I still had big dreams and the desire to improve the quality of life for my children and myself by any means necessary. I know that I needed money to give me a good quality of life and to be able to take care of my children better. I thought of what might do it based on where I was at that point in my life. So I thought of what my interests were, my education, my credentials, the skills that I had, and my work experience. I decided that my best bet was to become a nurse and ultimately pursue a healthcare leadership role. So I am no stranger to hard work. So when the time came to try to get into nursing school, I just put on my big woman pants and got ready to dive right in and tackle the things that I needed to tackle to make the transfer from once being a special ed teacher to then becoming a state public health disease control supervisor to my newest endeavor to become a registered nurse. So my path was not traditional and neither were my circumstances. So I am someone who is used to having to deal with issues as they come at the moment and always being ready for the next challenge. My health fell to the wayside, both physical and emotional health. So I had made a lot of progress from intermittent fasting as far as weight loss, as far as my how I felt, my energy, just overall progress in every way imaginable. But I did not take this into account when I made some life changes, particularly going to nursing school. I did not mentally prepare myself for the change of routines, of what it meant to be a nursing school student, as well as still working full time. And then after finishing nursing school, what it meant to become a hospital nurse, working night shift, and along with dealing with everything else. So when I went to nursing school, I was working all day. I was working Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. Then I was commuting 2 hours one way to get to school. I was at school until nighttime. I got home late, so that's a mistake right there because then I was eating unhealthy meals at night to satisfy cravings and emotions. I would wake up early and wash, rinse, repeat. And let's not even talk about weekends all day at the hospital doing clinical rotations, trying to prepare for very hard exams and passing the NCLEX. The stakes were very high, and my habits went downhill. So I graduated nursing school. I passed my NCLEX, got my first job, night shift in a hospital on a cardiac tele unit, and I was still dealing with everything else that was going on in my personal life. So let's just say stress upon stress upon stress. So while I was working as a nurse in my first nursing job, night shift, my sleep quality deteriorated, as well as what I ate and when I ate. So work was very high stakes. I was constantly on the go, on edge. Fasting fell apart. I did not take time for self-care. I did not effectively manage my stress, nor did I listen to my body's cues. Trying to do too much and pushing my previously established routines to the side took a toll on every part of my body and my mindset. And I learned that stress management is just as important as the fasting itself. When you're stressed and when you're overwhelmed, it affects everything: your energy, your mood, your ability to consistently follow through, and even your body's ability to burn fat. So I learned that it is essential to recognize when stress is creeping in and to take steps to manage it. It is important to plan ahead also if you are going to experience major life shifts. So just so that you can um, plan accordingly and know how to respond to these changes. So overall, the experience taught me about the power of my mindset, how to shift my perspective from seeing this as a failure to viewing it as an opportunity to learn and to grow. And I had to remind myself that intermittent fasting is a tool. It's not a strict rule book. It is designed to enhance life, not to add more pressure. So by adopting a growth mindset, I was able to refocus and ultimately adjust my approach and get to a point of greatness again. I learned how to be more flexible with my fasting schedule, how to stay organized, how to prioritize self-care, and how to listen to my body's signals. I started incorporating stress relief activities, and I became more mindful of my mental well-being. So after I achieved these goals, I also started to do less. I learned to say no. I sought a work-life balance, and I started being kinder and easier on myself. So this shift made my ability to self-care more feasible, and therefore it made fasting easier to stick to. It is okay to stumble and face setbacks. What is important is how we respond and how we get up and learn from those experiences. Life is unpredictable, and it is crucial to adjust and adapt rather than sticking rigidly to a plan that no longer serves us. So if you're on a similar journey, remember that it's okay. Pause, reassess, and make some changes. It's not about perfection, it is about progress and finding what works best for you in this season of your life. Don't be too hard on yourself for taking detours. Sometimes those detours will give you the most valuable lessons and growth. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it resonates with you. I hope it helps you navigate your own health and fasting journey with more compassion and more understanding. If you have any similar experiences or tips on how to manage stress and maintain a healthy lifestyle, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So don't forget to like and follow me for more content on intermittent fasting, weight loss, clean eating, self-care, stress management, and personal growth. Until next time, take care of yourselves and remember to be kind to your mind and your body. See you in the next video.